As I was going up from town, I met the grain trains rolling down every day. 100 trains, every train, 100 cars, every car, 100 tons, every ton, 100 sacks, every sack, 10,000 grains. And that's what cities get from trains. Some politicians lacking brains said in voices drifting sweet, we don't really need these trains. Railroads all are obsolete. They're union strong, it makes demands. They guard their yards with railroad dicks who kick our cops clean off their lands. Do not like our politics. As I was going up from town, I met the grain trains rolling down every day. 100 trains, every train, 100 cars, every car, 100 tons, every ton, 100 sacks, every sack, 10,000 grains. And that's what cities get from trains. So the politicians passed some laws to screw more money off the trains and deeper dip their pudgy paws in more control of railroad gains. The railroad said, get off our land. They went on strike to show their peak. The grain trains stopped their rolling and the city starved within a week. As I was going up from town, I met the grain trains rolling down every day. 100 trains, every train, 100 cars, every car, 100 tons, every ton, 100 sacks, every sack, 10,000 grains. And that's what cities get from trains. Hunger riots burned and rose and battered down the State House door, and all those fat politicos were killed and eaten by the poor. And with the city out of joint and no more politician men, the railroad said they'd prove their point and sent the grain trains down again. As I was going up from town, I met the grain trains rolling down every day. 100 trains, every train, 100 cars, every car, 100 tons, every ton, 100 sacks, every sack, 10,000 grains. And that's what cities get from trains.
Good morning, Minecraft. Wandering Beekeeper here. How you doing? It is, 39 degrees here, Fahrenheit, here in Olympia, Washington, Pacific Northwest. Upper left corner. Content warning. I am an old queer man with 2 trans kids who is in Olympia, Washington, a state with legal weed, because we had to flee Maga Central, Tennessee after a relative started shooting at us, shot our cat, told us we were next. Here we are. Oh, and I cuss a lot. Any further fucking questions? Let's play some Minecraft. Assuming, of course, that I can click the right button here, and oh my god, where am I? I'm not in my usual starting spot here. Let's reorganize here. Take a second. I have been doing a lot of processing over the course of the week. Have not put in any new equipment here, but I've been doing a lot of processing. I have 2 more frames there that I can fill. Uranium and thorium. After that, all that remains is building a core drill. That's going to be an entire thing. At that point, it'll be a matter of waiting for any new content with the next version. I have already started work on a create world in 1.20.1 to try and learn how to use frog ports and cardboard boxes and all that sort of thing. I've got to learn how to use the inventory system. I'm working on it. Right now, Let's just have a quick look here, see where we are. I got a very little apatite grit left. Got a fair amount of apatite powder here that's been coming in from the ball mill. Various and sundry things. Let's scroll down and find I have uraninite grit. I gotta get uraninite powder. So, first things first, let's go on out to, oops, the ball mill here and see what's in this ball mill. Oh Lord, it's full of cobaltite and millerite and pyrite and all sorts of fun things. The one in the back, I have to clear one of these, aren't I? Oh Lordy. It has uraninite grit. Oh, well, brilliant. Past me was at least smart enough to get started on it. Let's pop that out. I'm going to just pop that right on out and look in the hopper, and we're going to pop out the millerite slag. And whoops, wrong button. There we go. This button. And pop that in there and punch that into there. Open this up, and I really need the last of the apatite grit to go on and drain in. It's the last of it here. There we go. There we go. And now we are starting to process uraninite grit. There we go. All right, we're in good shape. We're okay. Everything's cool. It's all cool in the hall. Okay, so looking at the list of metals of ingots possible. Couple of them cannot currently be acquired. Zirconium cannot get a zirconium ingot currently. That's going to be, I think, in the 084, but I'm not totally sure. Unobtainium, I mean, the name speaks for itself. It's there as a joke. Come on, people. Thorium is obtained in the same process with uranium. There is a point where they're late in the process where there is a fork in the road. We'll try not to step on it. Nobody likes a fork to the face, and it's you know, kind of the Bouncing Betty equivalent of getting a rake to the face. Anyway, that joke really didn't work, did it? I reached for it. I reached for it and fell in the lava. You know, never lunge for the drop diamond. You will fall into the lava. Minecraft players, longtime Minecraft players are all sighing and shaking their heads and going, yeah. So, we're standing here looking at this for a minute, partly so I can riff for time, partly because I am looking at a half-page diagram, and I can't show it to you on screen because it's hand-drawn in a notebook. But I have the path for this thing laid out. I'm going to need one small reactor, 2 full-scale chemical reactors, a centrifuge, and a crystallizer. I already have the 2 rotary kilns needed, and I can just carry stuff over and use the toms to move things. But yeah, I got some heavy equipment to build and power and so forth, and this is going to take a little while, which is a good thing. Okay, so the uraninite grit is in the ball mill being made into uraninite powder. Correct? Uraninite powder. Okay, there we go. we actually start with apatite, which is why I needed it. So going after these last two, gotta catch them all. Completion, 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 completion. And that's as much of that joke as you get because the IP cops are out there. And remember, all cops are bastards, and that does include that character from Paw Patrol. Sorry, I don't make the rules. Land here. Give it a second here while I think about this. I have the small chemical reactor. I need the regular chemical reactor. Well, I'm going to need a centrifuge at some point. And I'm going to need a crystallizer as well. Here's the big chemical reactor. And pressure crystallizer. Here we are. What, I think, yeah, that's it. All right. Lordy, that ought to be enough. Okay, I got pipe. I got everything else available at the touch of a button. Oh, Lordy, I was about to look up something. Oh, gosh. Oh. Well, where we're starting here. All right. Yeah, there's a little bit of apatite grit that did not make it into the ball mill, but I've got over 2,000. I should be fine. It's over 2,000. That's not a concern here. So we're going to take apatite powder and process it with sulfuric acid, and make phosphoric acid. That's going to be our first thing. Oh, and derp, I suddenly remembered the thing I was about to do was to reach over here into another, yeah, sorry for that. Clear that pop-up. And give me... Here is the comment, and I need to go... Okay, comments from the developer from last week's stream. Let's go on and hit that real quick before I go on to starting to build. Because we've got real viewer mail. Muddycat says, congrats on getting to the end game. The last things left would be the thorium, uranium, default is one we have custom chain, and a core drill. Then you've experienced everything, essentially. Also says, highly recommend looking for a sulfur dioxide vent. It's designed to supply enough SO2 for large factories. So, went looking for a sulfur dioxide vent. Did not have much luck with it. This is partly why, as you see, I have river, and then finally warm ocean way the hell out here, and lukewarm ocean out this way, and finally a little bit of deep ocean. Where was it? Here we go. Little bit of deep ocean right here. It's hard to find. Way the hell out there. And so I took advantage of being in a single-player world and simply plunked in a few sulfur dioxide vents of my own, capped them off, and am now each of these produces a quarter of a bucket kind of every so often. It's capable of producing. It's producing dribs and drabs. Each one's producing, as you can see, single-digit millibuckets, but it's producing it frequently. And so that goes up and gets collected in a pipe and sent off to a tank because, of course, you buffered to a tank. Now, the tank here is sitting with the valve open and the sulfur dioxide feeding off this way into a fluid router. Bada bing, bada boom. Bing, bang, boing. Anybody remember that one? I've brought this one up before. Bing, bang, boing was one of the cleverer things I think it was Milton Bradley. I'm not totally sure. I'd have to look it up as to who brought that one out. But I had the set, and it consisted of ramps and an elevator and a funnel and a target and a few other things. Hello, Willow Mist. Greetings. Pardon me reminiscing about an old toy I had, Bing Bang Boing. It had little bouncy drums, and the idea is it had ball bearings, and you would line the ramps and the drums and the elevator and so forth up, so that when you sent a ball bearing down the first ramp, it would bounce across the drums and through the back and forth miniature golf hazard and up the elevator and eventually drop into the boingle bucket, the funnel, and make the flag pop up like a game of mousetrap. Except there was no board to place pieces on. It was all freestanding, and so you could do arrangements of your own, like playing Hot Wheels. It was a cool toy. It taught trajectory in an interesting way. So the sulfur dioxide from those vents is joining the sulfur dioxide from the reverb, going into the refinery and cranking out the sulfuric acid just absolutely as quick as I can. Sounds neat. Yeah, it really was. It was one of my favorite toys when I was like 11, 12 years old, I guess. I think I've had one other person remember it. Let's see, how's the reverb doing? Reverb is doing just fine. It's loaded up, and that's good. Let's check the blast furnaces. Blast furnaces are not doing jack shit here. Not a one of them, are they? Nope. All loaded up and all fueled up and ready to go and nothing to do. Let's see what I've got in the way of pellets. Oh, look. Mini bets, it's nickel. There's always nickel. Holy cats. Millerite is prevalent. And nickel, there's reasons why nickel is cheap and why it's used in so much. It's all over the damn place. Right now, I'm cranking a very large amount of millerite through the reverb furnace. Not because I need more nickel, but because I need the sulfur dioxide byproduct. Even I've added the vents. We'll see how that does. Now the sulfuric acid is going off to several places. It goes over here where I'm using it to make hydrochloric, which I do need to make a batch, don't I? Let's go on and settle here for a minute, and I'm going to kick this on. Make some hydrochloric. And then I got to go through and check all the hydrochloric equipment and make sure that it doesn't need to be, if any of it needs to be patched. That'll take just a second. Okay. One of these days I got to do something with my coffee account again. Right now, I've got nothing at all on it, but hey, I am getting ready to release a new scene of bread spotting after a very long hiatus. And I have a new writing project I'm starting up as of last night, thanks to a conversation with July. Realizing just how much experience I have with street food in a lot of places. I'm going to start writing a street food blog of going back over, reminiscing over some of the stuff that I've been dealt with and the rules, because there are rules for dealing with street food. Oh, damn it. That is the 15th time I've done that. I've really got to remember when I am in creative mode. God damn it. Switch it the fuck off. Thank you. There are rules that apply in India and in New York City equally. Oh, good. That was a good conversation. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I was up till like 9:30 last night and suddenly realized, oh shit, I gotta go get a shower. I gotta stream in the morning. Um, and I have a lot of notes written down here. Oh boy, do I have a lot of notes. Okay, I need to work on where the power is going to come from. It's the power generation is here. Um, I've got a medium voltage line around here. I've got a line here, but it's already got a few things on, already got a lot on it. I need to bring, well, that's only got that, but it's still got that bug in it. I got HV here. I could do an HV transmission line down to here and then put the equipment out this way. Give me a second here. I'm going to do a couple of things. And anybody who's ever worked with this knows what I'm about to do. Alrighty then. Hark, hark, the pest does bark. Oh, shit. Dingbat. Okay, not a problem. Out of practice. Claiming out of practice anyway. Put second position there and do again. And then, first position here. And second position here. And there we go. Now I have more or less what I was trying to accomplish. Close enough. I mean, it's probably enough space. Okie doke. Put that away. Get out a lava bucket because I just noticed I have a problem here. I have basalt. Don't want basalt. Want lava. There we go. Need to reload. There we go. Gotcha. Come on. There we go. Get it in the right place. All right. Gotta reload these things every now and then, you know? They go through rather a lot. There we go. Up and out and around, and we're good there. Okay, get rid of this. Don't leave a bucket of lava lying around. It's a safety hazard. Come on. Okie doke. Now, the fun part. Let's get out some parts here. Start laying out our line. HV wire relay. HV wire coil. And we'll grab some HV wire connectors and the HV transformer. Just to have them on hand and think about where am I going to do that? How am I going to do this? I want to go up and over. So effectively, I want to go here, here, and here. Just like, I mean, seriously, let's take it up high so that I have less risk of flying into it because I'm not paying fucking attention, as I sometimes don't. Linking from and to there. Now, is that facing side, no connection? Good. Leave it that way. I'll come turn it on in a few. If it's cold wire, that's good. Okay, now from there, I want to swag over to here. And here, I'm going to do the stone thing, assuming, where the hell is my block of stone? And there we go. Put the posts aside. He thrusts his fists against the posts and still insists he sees the ghosts. Good practice to do that one every now and then. Let's see. Let me think about where this is. I need to line this up. That may be too far. We'll see. Nope. I can string high tension wires. Woohoo. Don't you love playing with high voltage? All right. Why bother stepping it down? I'm hitting some equipment here that I'm going to have 2 chemical reactors. Why bother stepping it down? You know? I can step it down for the small reactor and the centrifuge, but they'll run on high voltage. It'll be fine. This is, okay, I'm just going to run this whole thing on high voltage and live dangerously. Okay, we are starting with a small reactor that is going to run sulfuric acid over apatite powder. It will produce calcium compound dust. Hurrah! Just what we need. More of that. And phosphoric acid. So, put away the high voltage crap for a few, and let's just make a reactor. And I'm also going to need a fluid tank to hold sulfuric acid. Lordy, I got so much goddamn sulfuric acid going around. All right. Boop, 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 doop, doop, boop. And our tank will go here, and we'll clicky and pop. Okay, we have a tank. I need to find the feed line. What is that feeding? Not sure. This one feeds into there. I think that's probably the hydrochloric. Brown line here. That's the chemical waste output line. Okay, I'm following an output line. Derp, herpaderp, herpaderp. That line comes over here and feeds into here and gives me hydrochloric. Okay, the green line is hydrochloric. Sulfuric is going to be the orange line. I feel like I'm in Chicago again. Here's sulfuric acid, and it comes out on this bright green on the lime line. Okay, lime line gives me sulfuric acid. Right? Ammonia. That's giving me sulfuric, right? Right. Maybe? No? Yes, no? That's sulfuric acid, and it's going out on this brown line. Shit, I got two brown lines, and one of them's chemical waste, and one of them is sulfuric acid. The sulfuric acid one goes all the way out to here. I could extend it over there relatively easily. Just thinking about where the best point is. I think the best point is to bank off of this juncture here. Take my sulfuric acid over that way and just watch out for that other brown line. Oh, how did I end up with two brown lines? Damn it. That's annoying. Because I carried the brown dye around with me, I suppose. Had it handy. All right, let's see. Sulfuric acid heading out. We want to run it this direction a little bit. And I'm thinking right here. Now we'll take it this direction. Got a 1 block distance there. So I can then bring this line right on through. And bring it out over this. And then bring it out alongside the currently cold high tension lines. And yeah, I could put in another refinery and not be distributing the same sulfuric acid over and over, but it may be too tall. We'll see. Oops. That's definitely gone out too far. Yep. Pop. There we go. And I have sulfuric acid flowing in. Good. There's the sulfuric acid. Okay. Small chemical reactor. First, we go to the book. Start the procedure with the manual in your hand. If you do not start the procedure with the manual in your hand, you will be explaining to your commanding officer why you think you know better. Not a comfortable situation. Okay, here we go. There's the information I need. All right, that's a single input. Output is on the other side. I want the redstone facing this way so that I've got my input there. And let's take this, and I'm going to toss it, because it's caused, keeping it around has caused me a little bit of a concern. Not a problem, a concern, but yeah. Oh, it's a little tight. Yeah, let's move that. Oops. Sadly, today seems to be a no grid day. Cannot see the grid, so I'm just having to sort of work my guess and my gosh. This looks actually about right. Whackety? Whackety? They're on that side. Oh yeah, look at that. Bip, 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 bip. That's simple. All right. Fantastic. Get that put in. Get a lever put on so that we can fill with sulfuric acid. Oh, it's all flowed down to the end, hasn't it? Of course. But that's okay if I've got that much, and look at how it's coming in. It'll backfill, and that's a good thing. I want it to backfill. I would really like to have the whole factory, whole line loaded up here properly. Okay, I need a couple of things. I need to come around here, and I need to put a lever on it and switch it off. And it's going to produce stuff. It's going to produce a solid output. So I need this, and this, and I'm going to need a chest. Go. Oops. Hi. Boop. Where's my nearest Tom's? There. This lines up with this, this, this. Okay, I need to come over here. Go. Oops. Shit. Ta-da! Handles the output. Now I gotta handle the input. because we need to be able to load apatite powder into it. And yeah, that's going to be over there. So I'll put this on and we'll plunk this here and then swap this. Whoops, come here for that. Take this and go. Come on, too close. Step back. Thank you. And there we go. Zoom. Yep, up. All right. And I need apatite powder. We'll key that and start it loading in. Okay, and it's going to output. Checking my notebook. Fluid tank. Okay. This. Up, up, up. Oh. Shit, I need to go check my hydrochloric line. Make sure that it's all in decent condition. Now, where is that? There is that. I want to bring that to here. And I'm actually going to bank it off of this. Let's just use the framed cable here. Oh, damn it. Hmm. Might be a little grumpy for a second here while I think about this. I have an off by 1 error. I can see what I need to do. It's just going to not be as aesthetic. Can I? This is a good question here about, and let's see. Can I hit that from there? Yes. If I can hit that, I might be able to hit that. There we go. Ha! Hot diggity fuck. Okay. Small chemical reactor is now wired. And it is time to go fire up these wires. Here we go. Here we go, folks. Let's see if I manage to respawn myself. Output. 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 And zip down this way, past the high tension wires carefully. Land and walk around like a decent person. And I have we'll load in sulfuric acid. And click that off so that I don't load in anymore. I only want to run the one batch. Got my apatite powder. Got my orange crush. Let's click that on and see what we have happen here. Okay, and we are processing. I can see calcium compound and phosphoric acid. There we go. We're getting phosphoric acid. Next step, I need a full-on chemical reactor, and I need to feed it phosphoric acid, ethanol, sodium hydroxide, and uraninite powder. And I will get cloudy uraninite phosphate. So, I need a full-on thumping chemical reactor here. And I'm going to pull the wiring stuff aside, as that's the last part I want to do. Oh, I really wish I could see the grid here. I really wish I could see the grid here. I'm going to hope I've got that even halfway. Oh, little tight. Far too tight. Shit. That's going to intercept. That's a water line. It's going to intercept it. All right, what I'm going to do here is clean this up. This will take a minute. And yes, I am working from the outside in. I want to find my center block and rethink where I am placing it. Now, let's see. Whoops. Left a bit here. Okay. That's my existing center block. I want to go, I think, 2 blocks in front of it and to the right by 1, and to the left by 1, facing it. Stage right. Okay. Let's go over and then back this way and put it here. Punch that and pop. Okay, now we're clear of that. Got maybe a little more space there than I need, but fuck it. I'm not gonna do it. Oops, right. Where is the stainless steel work hammer? Boom. Chemical reactor produced. Shut down. Let's get a safety on this thing as a first order of business, you know? And then I have to plunk an HV wire connector on it here and think about where the line is going to come from. It's going to come from there, from that middle pylon there. And I want to bring it over to here and down. And I'm wondering if I can just tack it onto the pipe itself. let's see if I can do this. First, that'll hit from over there, but will I hit it from here? No. Can't do that. All right. So what if I put it like on the side? No. I put it there. Well, I know I can hit that. Sure. This might be a little bit of an exercise. Yep. Okay. Once again, using existing piping. This is really a terrible, terrible safety violation, using the pipes to put the HV insulators on. They really should be on freestanding poles, but you know, I'm going to commit. This is something that the inspector would raise hell about, because you risk the pipe, the chemical reactor itself becoming charged. You know, if that insulator cracks, this whole machine could become charged, and the next poor schlub who goes to switch it on or off gets fried. But that poor schlub being me, I'll just take the risk. Okay, now I have phosphoric acid, and I have a connection for it right there. Let's go on and get that done. Yeah. Yeah, no power yet, because that insulator doesn't connect up to there yet. Let's keep it that way for right now. Okay, got phosphoric acid here. There we go. And 50 ways to love your lever. Okay, lever in place. How much phosphoric acid did we get? I would really like to run another batch, yes. I really do want to run another batch. Let's go on and run another batch. Over here and switch that on. Load it in. Oh, it was on. Shoot. Clicky. Remember to turn it off when you're done, dude. Okay, phosphoric acid in place. Next thing. Your ranonite powder goes into the top. There we go. And stand on the edge of the hopper. That's an interesting one. This may take a little jiggery pokery. It takes some, yeah. So, what I'm going to do here, drop off and step back and just plunk that there, and there we go. Presto. Bring this over. it is probably going to be, this is going to be a main line here. There we go. There's that. And uraninite powder. We'll go on and start loading in the uraninite powder. Okay. I need to bring ethanol and sodium hydroxide, both of which are going to be a little bit of a pill. Require a very long line to be run. First, I need fluid tanks. Let's see, where's my input? There's my input. Okay, I'm going to put my fluid tank. Fluid tank goes here. There we go. And sodium hydroxide. Does sodium hydroxide have a dye color assigned yet? Oh, that's going to be a long pipe. Does not look like it. Sodium hydroxide. I've got a reasonable amount here. Mixer has run out of whatever it was feeding into it. Sodium oxide, I think. Okay, I have an output line going this way, but I'm going to do another output line going that way. And I'll come off of here, and I need to think about what color I want to use here. I want to say yellow. I've used yellow over here for something. What have I used it for? Ammonia. Okay, yellow is being used for ammonia. I should have a legend written down. Blue. Ah, that one hasn't been used before. Thank you. All right, blue line. The blue line will be securing sodium hydroxide. And where I'm going with it is over there. See aesthetically where I want to take it. I need to think about altitude here. There we go. I can work from this end. This is where I want it to go through. Yeah, I have a half a page taken up with the uranium thorium process. Got another page with the first sketch of a better factory layout. I'm not thrilled with it, but at least it has a centralized tank farm and an area reserved next to the tank farm for acid production. so that I can just have an area where I am making various acids and feeding them into the tank farm for distribution to processing elsewhere. I don't know when the first episode of the street food blog might even come up, but it's got momentum already. I need another writing project, like I need a hole in my head, but okay, that's over that. There we go. Let's run it this direction. Trying to collect these things up in pipe runs and at least have some organization and industrial aesthetic here, but wow. Yeah. You know what? That's actually a good idea. Let's corner it here. Take it down this way. We'll take it all the way down to the wellhead and then corner again and head out toward the delivery point. Whoops. There we go. And corner there and head for the delivery point. Bread spotting has to take priority right now. I am at this point 4 scenes from the end of the from finishing it and working on bringing this beast in for a landing. The next scene is partly written. This is, I think, where I want to turn it here and line it up with this. No, but yeah, yes and no. I'm going to run it underneath the toms over even with that. There we go. Let's keep our cable and pipe runs somewhat unified. Try and do some level of cable management here. Okie doke. Sodium hydroxide. Let's see if it works. That's an awfully long pipe run. I'm really concerned about it. We'll see. I think it'll work. I think it'll work. Well, it's going somewhere. It's going somewhere. The next 3 scenes are roughed in and some work done. My next task is to output the current scene as a formatted PDF and as an unformatted text file, and to record it so that there is at least an audio version of it. It's me. It's not necessarily great, but at least there's an audio of making an effort, and there is an audio version of it. And this will be going up on my personal website, neocities.org/wanderingbeekeeper. Should be easy enough to find. Okay, I got sodium hydroxide over here. It did make it. It did, in fact, make it over here. All right, let's go back to the blue for a minute here. There we go. We have sodium hydroxide. I have a lever that I can put on this tank. There we go. This has now got this much. Where's the lever on it? Is it over on this side? It is on this side. Let's go on and click that. I'm going to load in. I'm going to load in the phosphoric acid. Got to run another long line because I've got to bring ethanol over here. That's going to be a minute. All right, there's that loaded in. Wow, that's nowhere near the capacity on that thing. Okay, well, got the acid. Oops. Stepped back a little too far. Let's load that in. And I've left it on again, damn it. Ugh, terrible about this. I'm just batting 1,000 here on safety violations, aren't I? Wow. Okay. Ethanol. Which means I need a fluid tank. I need a fluid tank over here. I got a tank right here. Its name is Paul Revere. Oh, Lord. Somebody stop me. Nothing else. The IP cops will. I don't do more than one line of anything anymore. Twitch has gotten really heinous about IP. I'm still waiting to hear back on the protest I filed over the 20-second clip of Powerhouse I used as a cultural reference to Warner Brothers cartoons in the context of running industrial machinery. And I hate that I have to blather on like some sort of third-year art student trying to write a goddamn paper. Or justify themselves to a critic in a gallery or something, you know? I hate having to lay on the bullshit, but there it is. Let's see. I should have ethanol in this tank, but I don't because it's all been going for beer and tobacco. No, it's all been going for acetaldehyde, and possibly for, this thing is cranking along. All right. This refinery needs to be shut off. There we go. Let it start building up a little ethanol. Oh, that's where I was planning on tapping from. Can't tap from there right now. That's doing well enough, though. And this over here, well, it's being kept topped up by the feed from over there, which I could, whoopsie, overshoot, probably. This place has gotten so massive and twisty that I lose my way in my own factory. Okay, that's the acetaldehyde going. This is just cranking along on the sugar cane, but, you know, it's kind of throughput here. Okay, I don't feel like spending the time dicking around on stream while I wait for this. Let's just go on and creative it in. I knew there was something I forgot to check when I was doing all the processing work during the week. Admittedly, this is a highly complex processing chain. There are a lot of moving parts. Ba-da-ba-ba. I figured the street food blog is going to be kind of rambly. I want to start off with an installment talking about the basics of, you know, what constitutes street food. A few basic rules to follow when thinking about it, and some real advantages of learning how to deal with what's available in your immediate environment. You know, once I got the hang of it, New York City became a lot cheaper to live in. Oh my God. And it's a very Victorian sort of existence. A lot of Victorian workers bought a cup of tea and a roll from strolling vendors or from walk-up windows on their way to while they walk to work. And you ate breakfast during the hike to the factory or wherever. There was a bus, but it was expensive. That you paid by the mile. Okay, ethanol going. I need to run this ethanol over there. I have an output pipe already. It is here. And I just need to take it up and out and around. And it's going to be a plain pipe, undyed, which is not necessarily a bad thing right now because I've been dyeing all the pipes. And so the pipe I'm following is already dyed. I just have to watch out what I might bump into along the way. You know, I don't want to break a power line or something. That would be rude. Okay. How do I want to do this? I think I want to come up 2 here. Follow this over here. Shoot. Come on, dingbat. to here, and then follow this line heading outbound. I believe this is my sulfuric acid line here. Let's just follow the sulfuric acid line coming out. There's also the advantage of clustering pipe runs. The route has already been scouted. Okay, I'm going there, the other side of the blue line. How do I want to do this? Am I off by one? God damn it. Oh. Oh. Oh, I hate that. Oh. Oh. Oh, that just offends me. My OCD is screaming here. Fortunately, after 40 years in corporate IT, I have a very strong fuck it ability. And I can just say fuck it and move on. Here we go. Now, I need to bring this ethanol, that ethanol, there. And put a lever on it over here. Okay, now what's going to come out of that is cloudy uraninite phosphate. So, next thing to do is to put a fluid tank over here. 2 blocks out, 2 blocks out. There we go, like that. And pop-a-ding, and let's just go up, up, up with the fish. And we are going to aim for that. I think that's about right. Yes, there we go. Alrighty. Have our output tank. I'm going to go and click a lever onto it. And where are we? We got uraninite powder, we got some phosphoric acid, I got some more. I'm going to go turn this off. Actually remember to do it this time. And load in this phosphoric acid. It's still not going to be a full load, but I'm getting closer. All right, let's run this. I need to just run this for a few minutes here. Let's flip that on and flip that on. And I'm just going to run it straight on through into the tank here for a minute. Meantime, let's walk around to here, and I have 195. I have ethanol. Let's load in the ethanol. Ethanol loading in. Greetings, Queen Freyas. My apologies if I did not see you come in earlier. I've kind of been focused here. You know how I get. I get hyper-focused real easy. Hydration, 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 hydration. That moment when you realize that you've earwormed yourself, I am going to be stuck with that in my head for I don't know how long. Ugh, a little exasperated about it. Okay, sodium hydroxide loading in. There we go. Okie doke. Sodium hydroxide is loaded in. I got some more phosphoric acid. I'm going to go on and just dump it straight on through here and see if I can get that full. There we go. Full load. All right, fantastic. Let's go close some valves and I'll leave that running for a minute. Watch it for a minute. I'm going to sheepdog it and shut it off when it's done. Give it just a moment here. Oh, what else do I need? Oh, Lord. This is bringing together everything I've done so far, you know? It really is. This is requiring pretty much all the precursors and reagents and stuff that I've created thus far. I've got to bring everything together for this particular processing chain. A little difficult to say. Oh, New York City alone, I can talk about street food for a while. I've got so many stories. The absolute best torta I have ever had in my life came from Jose's Tacos, a little trailer with a grill inside, and I hesitate to think what the heat in there must have been like in the summer. And this Latino in there putting out some of the goddamn best burritos and tortas and such out in front of 181st Street Station in the Bronx. Okay, we are fully loaded. All we need is electricity. Let's hook up the power and launch this thing. That may not be the best verb. I really don't want it to launch. I want it to quietly sit there and process, you know? Up and out seems like a real good idea for getting away from those high voltage lines. Okay, down, 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 down. Chemical reactor. Down, 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 down. Okay. ethanol, sodium hydroxide, phosphoric acid, and uraninite powder, and let's see if I've done it right. Cloudy uraninite phosphate being produced. Hot diggity fuck. Whew. This is taking a lot. This is a lot. Okay, while that is making cloudy uraninite phosphate and loading it into this tank here, let's come over here. I need to place another full-on chemical reactor because I have to run 3 liquids together. So, the chemical reactor. And think about where the center block is. This is a huge beast. Why don't I put it like here? This seems like maybe a reasonable place. This seems actually quite reasonable. Okay, yes, this will do. That'll do, pig, that'll do. All right. Stainless steel work hammer. Boop. Of course, you know, I'm one of those weird people who, when I tap the machine for it to form, I want the hammer to say boop in an in like an anime chibi voice. But, you know, I'm just weird that way. Okay, let's see. I need to bring in electric power at some point, but first, let us connect a few things. Let us bring the cloudy uraninite phosphate over to here. There we go. It'll go in there. Then I need a fluid tank. And I'm going to put this fluid tank here. And I'm going to put this fluid tank here. And then I need an output tank. I just did put in enough stone, didn't I? All right, and there's an output tank. Little shoulder by to shoulder there, kind of cheek by jowl, but okay, fine. It'll do, pig, it'll do. Start hooking this up. Okay, there's that. And here's this. And put away the fluid tank and get out the lever. Because I'm going to need to put levers on a lot of things. Hooky doke. This one has to get nitric acid, and that little piggy gets ammonia. And this little pig went pipe, pipe, pipe all the way across the factory. Let's see, where is my nearest ammonia? It's in here somewhere, I think. Not totally sure. Orange line, I think it was... I had ammonia in here at one point. I just don't know exactly where. This is ammonia. This yellow line here is ammonia, isn't it? Okay, trace the yellow line. The yellow line was ammonia. Yes, good. Okay. That's why I didn't use yellow earlier, because the yellow line was ammonia. Okay, let's go over and get DYE yellow. And I really do need to be writing down a legend for the colors of the pipes. Okay. Closest approach is here. We're going to take it off of here. Load that and start running the ammonia line. Yes. Okay. Where's the tank I'm aiming for? It's way the hell out there. Okay, I need to turn here. For aesthetic reasons, I will turn here and wrap it around the Tom's line. But then I gotta go out to here. So where's the, let's just line that up. Straight line to there, to here. Okay. This should do it. Okay, come on. Oh, fucking shit. Ah, did it again. Sod it. Let's go throw the lever and send the ammonia down the line. Ammonia number 9, rolling down the pipeline line. The pipe not going anywhere. Why is the ammonia not going anywhere? Because that's cut off. Fucking hell. Why did I do that? Ugh. Reconnect. Whoosh. Off goes the ammonia. I must have had some reason for that, but I'm not quite sure what. take a moment to go look at these. This uses ammonia. This uses titanium chloride. Where are the ones that use hydrochloric acid? This one. Nominal. This one. Nominal. It's got nothing. Just trying to remember which ones use hydrochloric and check them every now and then. Okay. Did we get the ammonia down here? Did we get any ammonia down here at all? Yes, we got some ammonia. Okay, I got ammonia. Not as much as I'd like, but I got some ammonia. I got to bring in nitric acid. Where the hell is my nitric acid? It's over here, right? One of these had... Okay, which one was it? There we go, nitric acid. Here's nitric acid, and it's on a cyan pipe. So we'll just grab cyan dye. Bring the pipe on over, and I also need to look at this reactor here, which makes nitric acid and needs to be kicked on for a minute here. Let's kick that on for a second and let that run up while I'm taking this line over. All right, cyan line extends on out this way, and we go this way with it. All right, I'm going to make a ground line here. And just run it straight on over. Okay, nitric line connected. Nitric acid being produced. We're up to 30. I kind of want it to get a little further. So it's going to go in here. I'm going in there. Ishkabibble. But we're out of sulfuric, so we'll turn it off. Wait for more sulfuric to load up. All right, click that. Send the nitric down the line. Okay, nitric is sent. There we go. Down this way, and here, and over to here. And we have nitric acid. Okay, load in the nitric. It'll all load in. Load in the ammonia. And load in the cloudy uraninite phosphate. Switch that off. Loading in, loading in, loading in. This will produce cloudy uraninite nitrate, which will go to that tank there. Okay, that's full. Let's fire this up. Oh, shit. Works better if you plug it in. Really, I mean, and that's actually a consideration. Just, yeah, wow. I'll plug one up there. And then one there. And we'll see where we go from there. From there, I think here. Okay, that ought to be a completely non-compliant wire run. Just, you know, how many safety violations can I commit in one go? And there. Up, over, and down, and back to our chemical reactor, which is now powered up. And kick it on. Cloudy uraninite nitrate. Now, the cloudy uraninite nitrate is going to go to a centrifuge. Okay, I'm going to come back this way with it. I'm going to come back a ways with it, if I can. If I could put, actually, I could run the pipe along there, and I could put the centrifuge over here. All I need is a centrifuge and a crystallizer. So yes, I'm going to put them over here and just run a long feed pipe. The centrifuge is next. Okay, we are producing cloudy uraninite nitrate, so I need a centrifuge. Look in the book. Oops, wrong. Centrifuge. Input is here on the front. And there's power on the back and solid output on the back. Where's my fluid output? On the top. Okay, got it. Okay, I want it facing this direction. All right. Now, how big is it? How many blocks across? Rotate so I can see it properly. It is 5 by 5. So I'm going to put it there. Okay, that looks right. Remember where to pop it here. There's no redstone. All right, there's no redstone. So it's a question of where do you... Ah! There's the problem. Boop. Okay. Pipe going this way. Dog going that way. Going spare. Dog going spare. Take this around to here. And we'll just dit, pop. There we go. Okay. That'll receive cloudy uraninite nitrate. It will produce a solid output and a fluid output. And it has to be powered. So first, let's click on a couple of these. There. It is powered. Okay. Got to capture the output. Output gets captured with the toms. Okay. There's that for that output. And that. Oh, shit. God damn it. Okay, let's see. Oops, watch it. Don't want to let the algorithm catch me whistling something. All right, this only is going to put out one thing, thorium nitrate. And so I'm going to capture both of the outputs here, bring them over to there. Okay, crystallizer is set up. Let's go on and feed it. Sending the cloudy uraninite nitrate to the crystallizer. Turn that off. We're out of ammonia anyway. to the centrifuge, to the centrifuge. And we should get, wowzers, does that pull? We should get, eventually, send the cloudy uranium nitrate to the centrifuge. Oh, bugger. We've got two outputs. I screwed up. Okay, hold on. We're good. All right, it's still got thorium nitrate in it. I got to bring that up and over. Shit. Where the fuck did it put it? I put it over there. Feck! Deal with it in a second. There. Thank you. And you're getting cloudy uraninite waste complex, which means I need to knock you and replace with iron sheet metal. Replace with iron sheet metal and knock, and there we go. Thorium nitrate and cloudy uraninite waste complex. I forgot about that. It's on my notes. It's right here on the, I just didn't look at it for some reason. There are two outputs. There are two fluid outputs. Okay, no problem. Alrighty, where are we? We are right now looking at URA. I have here uranium compound dust. I'm going to take that uranium compound dust and I'm going to run it over to the MV kiln, the MV rotary kiln. Here's the MV rotary kiln. And we take this and drop it in. Okay, that will produce uranium oxide. Oh, lordy. Okay. Just going to have to do an interrupt here. And that produces uranium oxide. Okay, the uranium oxide then goes in here. We'll just drop this calcium compound dust back in there. Give it a moment. There's even 7 of them. Bada bing. Uranium oxide goes in the HV kiln. And look at that. We just produced ingots. Let's go get them. Flip over to survival mode and go pull an ingot out of storage and put it up on the wall. And there we go. Uranium. I produced uranium ingots. Fortunately, this mod has no radioactivity, so I don't have to worry about those ingots, going critical in the middle of my storage system. Alrighty, fantastic. We still have a crystallizer to put on that will recover nitric acid and create thorium crystals that will then be arc furnaced into thorium ingots. We still have a core drill to put in, but we are reaching the top of the hour, and I have got places to go and things to do and people to see, and it has been spectacular, but we're going to finish this next week. It has been lovely having you all here. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. If you have enjoyed this episode of Minecraft, there are previous VODs on YouTube. The URL is in the lower right of your screen. There's rather a lot of Minecraft there, going over a lot of different technology mods and train mods and so forth. I do a lot of it. There's other games. Speaking of which, well, let's get on to the schedule. Schedule is in the upper left for the truck community streamers. We have a large active group and a lot of stuff going on all during the week, in the afternoon, in the evenings, sometimes in the mornings. Check out the schedule. A lot of stuff happening. I will be back tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Pacific time with Roots of Pacha, which is a cozy farm sim and dating sim in which a Neolithic people invent agriculture and the polycule. It's amazingly well written. It's got the queer content that Stardew Valley wanted and just couldn't quite reach for. Just an amazing piece, and the developers of Roots of Pacha understand the impact of agricultural developments. Learning how to deliberately ferment vegetables is such a big deal, and it really is. It's a major game mechanic introduction in Roots of Pacha. They've done so well on the development of agriculture path. I will be back next Saturday. Same bat time, same bat channel, 8 a.m. Pacific time, with more Minecraft trains and tech, at which point we will put a thorium ingot up on the wall and then launch into building a core drill. Gonna be fun. Gonna be big. Gonna be big fun. See you then. Until then, safe journey, space fans, where